There's a lot of moving parts in that. I would say one of the most difficult parts about it is trying to communicate it to your members, for us anyway, or to your customers. So as you know, when Netflix tried to be Quickster for their DVD by mail service, that didn't work, and there's huge backlash, absolutely horrible backlash, and so we didn't want to make that same mistake. So when we realized that we wanted to rebrand, it was way before we actually did it in June. And so we wanted our members to be eased into the process. And we recognized that it'd be deeply unpopular. We actually did a survey, if we changed the name of the site from My Yearbook, would you still log in? And I think it was 17% said no, or something like that. Or 17% said they would stop logging in. And we saw that result, and that would scare a lot of people, like, oh my god, you're going to lose nearly 20% of your members just from changing your name. But then we're like, wow, it was only 17%. Like, we thought that was great, because and that was surprising to us, because it's a survey. You're going to put whatever you want. It doesn't necessarily mean that'll be your action, because you're on the site every day. And so part of it is you got to recognize that any name change is going to be a big negative to your members when you first do it, because it's not what they're used to. But one of the things that we try to do to combat that, or combat the negativity around the name, was to do all of our other changes that we wanted to do first, and leave a buffer of time so that they didn't associate other changes with the rebrand. And so, for instance, when we did the My Yearbook to Meet Me rebrand, we designed My Yearbook, like a complete redesign of the whole site beforehand. And we also removed a bunch of features that had become outdated, that we didn't want anymore, but that we knew that if we removed it from the Meet Me brand, that our old members would be like, they're changing so much. And so we wanted to kind of ease that process. And we communicated constantly. Nothing is changing except for the name. We even made a video with my brother Dave and I talking to our members that we put on the site to announce the rebrand about 2 weeks before the change actually happened, saying, nothing's changing except the name. In the background, you can actually see we have a poster board that we used that had the logo, and at the time when we say nothing changed but the name, we just ripped off the My Yearbook and it became Meet Me, again looking exactly the same. And internally, we called that video the Please Don't Churn video, because that's really what it was. It was trying to keep our members around, keep them logging in, and make them realize it's not a big deal. And another thing we did was we tried to build familiarity around the name, like unbeknownst to them. So we had a Meet Me video contest where our members could submit videos for saying that they're dying to meet someone, or a funniest pickup line, or their best meeting with someone online. And just silly things, but we gave out iPads for each category, and the people that were dying to meet, actually got to meet. And so we made a big deal, and we called it the Meet Me video contest. And when we changed to Meet Me, since we had already been pushing that name, it was a lot more familiar. And then lastly, after we actually did the whole change, we responded to every single complaint that our members had, every single piece of feedback, and answered them. We also put up a founder bulletin, which is basically just a message from me, laying out, their most frequently asked questions. We put in some fun memes in there just to kind of lighten the mood, and it worked really well. The name is a lot better. We know it's working because our members now refer to it as Meet Me. So we actually saw, so it worked out really well, but a huge part of it was just, coming from the point of view that they're gonna hate the name, so ease them into it as easily as possible. Don't just change it and pretend like nothing happened. We recognized from the very beginning that this is going to be a big change for them.